And I think the idea is when you give value, it comes back multiplied. So whether you're tithing your money through a church or a temple or that kind of thing, or whether you're just being of service to the community through volunteer work, or you're giving back to the mentors that mentored you, which we should always be giving back to your mentors, by the way. If you find an article that you might think might be valuable, etc. And I'm also a big believer in gratitude. You know, what we didn't talk about, because for me to share my whole philosophy with you would take like several days. But one of the key things that I always tell people before you start even focusing on your purpose, your vision, your mission, your values, is to be grateful, to have a gratitude practice of some kind. And so every morning I spend at least 7 minutes just focusing on what I'm grateful for. I often will just go around the house doing something that this woman Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham, used to say, which is a rampage of appreciation. I'm grateful for the carpet, so my feet aren't on the dirt floor. I'm grateful for the fact that I can look out my window and there's a rose garden, and the gardeners that helped me keep that, and the people who planted the roses, and the people who grew the roses, and the water system, and the guys who worked there, and TV, and whoever invented it, the electric company, just on and on and on and on. When Rhonda Byrne wrote The Secret, she would go into her room every morning and she would basically go into a gratitude. And she said, I would just be focusing on appreciation and gratitude until a tear came down my face. And I wouldn't start writing until I was in that space where it was a tear coming down my face. When you think about all of us, you look at the people, the boat people that are leaving Syria and all the refugees around the world, the people that are starving to death, the Muslims that got killed in New Zealand and so forth, that we are so fortunate to live the lives. It's the fact that you're here, that you have refrigeration, which a lot of the world doesn't have. You have clothes, you have money to afford to come to an event like this, and be exposed to all these teachers, and be able to buy food, and have a car. And there's so much to be grateful for. But we forget it. We become just conditioned that we should have it, we should want more. But start with being grateful for what you have. Start with being of service. The more you give, the more it'll come back to you.
All right, so we're sort of, yes.
Okay, and I think we all go through that in our lifetime. It's how we look at things. Okay, there are positive, there are negatives. So there's a rich way, there's a poor way. Okay, and we as the speakers, when we come here and do the events, we speak in front of a nice group here. The whole idea is to help them or to help you guys to take a step forward. And then when we come into the books, we are trying to do the same thing. And for us, it's the credibility. Okay.
The dots joined up. But what became very strong within me was that I had to write the book for people out there in the world. I don't know who they...
Every week he was telling me that, and at the end of the conversation, he basically said, it's going to be all right. Just visualize. It's going to be all right. And you know what? Had he not kept telling me that, I wouldn't have had it. And I just visualized it. And I kept doing things that I would normally do. I play squash 3 times a week. Well, I went to play squash. My heart's pounding and things are like, how am I going to pay bill tomorrow? But here I am playing squash for an hour. And then something happened, a right person walks into my life and says, I'm going to hire you, I want to do this with you. And then Monday starts to come. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get Jackie.
So I just wrote my first book.
Yes.
And I haven't even launched it yet. I brought some books today to give away.
Yes.
And so that's great. But for me, actually putting pen to paper and putting my thoughts down and having them come into this physical form called a book has actually made me feel that I do have a message to share.
Yes.
And it's given me the confidence to stand up here even more and share that message with you.
All right.
I'm listening to all the speakers here. I'm thinking I'm going to write a book about kidney stones.
Your story, because the lessons that are in the book. There is nobody like you, and every story is unique. Number 2, so it empowers me and it empowers other people. Number 2 is it definitely built my branding credibility. And when it happened, number 3, it increased my income, and it was so easy for me to sell. Because of the brand, it was easy for me to sell. It becomes actually effortless when before you are struggling to sell, the book with the brand and your credibility becomes your #1 selling point. So that's for me the biggest thing.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
I think there's 3 reasons to write a book. One is,
dinner when he said, you think all the books that needed to be written have been written, and in fact not. And along the note that Anna is mentioning, what you say in your own words will address the people who are there looking for you in the world. So definitely, and its credibility.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ahmed. Let's give that round. Cora.
Over the course of 3 years, I have written and co-written 6 books already. And when I started, I thought I had nothing to write. I thought I had nothing to share. In the middle of the book, oh my God, I said, the next book will be this, the next book will be this. So when you start to write a book, you will discover how much you have in you. That's the first thing. It will inspire you, you will empower yourself. And when you're able to publish the book, you don't know how many people you are touching lives, how many people you are inspiring, how many people.
Well, first and foremost, I really didn't plan to become an author. As I said in my story, that I discovered that power that I have, the ability to write. And from there, I was able to impart the message from my pains to power and being able to give whatever it is that I was experiencing, and then I became an author by accident. So for me, it's more of not just about me, but sharing what I've gone through. And at the same time, I was able to be, able to reach to the people who need that same problem that I've had.
Thank you.
So being able to share that, my experience to the world, I think is one of the most important things that book that has done for me.
Let's give her a hand. That's awesome.
I just want to repeat something.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Let's give her a hand. Let's do that again.
Hi, my name is Raymond. I'm a #1 best-selling author, and my question for the panel, if we have time still, is how important is having a book for you, and what's your biggest win from it?
Very good question. Thank you. Thank you. Let's start with Anna.
and he taught me that money was not a 4-letter word. He taught me to believe that anything was possible, to do it now, to visualize, to affirm, to believe in the law of attraction. And he had me set a breakthrough goal of making $100,000 a year when I was making $8,000 at the time as a teacher. And within a couple of years, I made $100,000. And then set a goal for $1 million. You saw that check today and so forth. And then along the way, there have been many, many, many people, probably 15 or 20 different people that have mentored me in different areas. You need mentors for relationships, mentors for your physical health, mentors for your financial health, for real estate investment, whatever it might be. So the main thing is just look for someone who's done what you want to do. You want to be thin, work with people that have achieved it, that are thin. You want to be rich, find rich people that have done it already. You talked about losing 3 sizes of your thing just to put in your mind. So you'd be someone that's going to talk to us about that. So, but he was my main man initially. He wrote a book with Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, called The Success System That Never Fails. And I was very, very fortunate.
I shared my story about education. I had a mentor. Just anywhere I wanted to.
He has courses all over the Midwest.
Is there anybody else who wants to answer that question, actually, that's important, and maybe a person or a mentor in your life, anything, because we all know, there's almost no one that I've met on the planet who wants to be successful when we say, hey, you need a mentor, and they argue with you. They go, yeah, we need it. It's whether they do it or not. Anybody else wants to share?
But the main thing is I think one of the main things that causes pain and suffering is the belief that people should be different than they are and wanting them to do something that they're unable to do. Maybe your father or your mother never got the acknowledgement they would have liked, and so they hardened up and weren't able to give it to you. And so you have to look inside. Can you give yourself your own acknowledgement? Can you ask God for acknowledgement? It's always there. God loves you. And so it literally becomes you growing up and fulfilling your own needs rather than demanding for someone else to do it.
All right, let's give it a round. the VIPs on the right side, do you have any questions? VIPs on this right side, do you have any questions?
It's been really wonderful.
Thank you.
And you've given us a lot to think about. I'd like to direct my question to Mr. Ahmed. You said something about acknowledgement, and acknowledgement from your family, from somebody that you love. What if you feel in your life that you have not received that?
Thank you. Good question.
Where do you go from there?
Good question.
And so one of the exercises that we do in the trainings that I lead when I teach trainers to do is called getting the acknowledgement you never got. So I have people mill around and I would come up to Ahmed first and say, Ahmed, I want you to be my father. I want you to acknowledge me for all the times I lent you money when you were having problems when I got older. And then Ahmed would say, Jack, as your father, I want to acknowledge you for, and he acknowledges me. And for whatever reason, that little psychodrama actually goes in and handles the lack of acknowledgement. And so it's possible to give yourself it by visualizing it.